everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. How are you doing? Look what James did to my hair. This is from the sea. Anyway, I swear to God, I'm not being sponsored by these people. I'm going to attack it with the Tymo ring now, and then you'll see the difference. But yes, we survived the sea survival. That's better. All jokes aside, guys, we survived, not just thrived. Now, I'm going to tag this for other STCWs and the guys that do the course Allabroad in Gibraltar. There's the camera. Because Allabroad are a fantastic sailing school. They're not just a sailing school these days. They always were when I first started at Safari. They're more of they're an academy now. And actually, you don't have to be a seafarer to do the courses. So I'll put a link in the description to their website. If any of you fancy doing the sea survival, the basic firefighting, first aid, any of those things, I'd actually recommend the sea survival. It's, of all of them, it is oddly enough my favourite. I must remind myself to do it at a warmer time of year, but it is my favourite. My least favourite is the fire. I really don't like the breathing apparatus, and it's intensive. All of their courses are intensive, actually, of the physical nature, and they are brilliant. And James is really, I'm not, got through the course, James. I'm not trying to butter you up to get out of anything. You feel very safe with them. The thing with me is I have been shipwrecked, and I've seen an awful lot of stuff. We go out to sea all the time, and although we don't go into dangerous situations, largely the dolphins are in the bay, largely that's where we're going. Sometimes a year they're out in the strait, and we have to make a call between do the passengers really want to see the dolphins and have their knickers scared off them by us taking them out into the strait and big waves, or would they rather we just kept the search in the bay when we know ourselves the chances of them seeing the dolphins, for example, in March and April, are much lower. So we don't take our passengers anywhere near anything horrific. To give you some idea of how badly things can go wrong at sea, and I'm sure you can all imagine, I've put a link in the description to a video of boats and ships caught in big waves, and it's horrific. So if you're faint-hearted, don't watch that. It's had 35 million views, and I'm not at all surprised. The water wasn't that cold, actually. James did see the video that we'd done in the jacuzzi, which was a lot harder because in a confined space like the jacuzzi, you can't move, which is what you want to do. As soon as you get in the water, you're moving. And also, if you're in a terrible situation at sea, your adrenaline, you're not thinking about sea temperatures and stuff. So it's a simulation. And yeah, we're all, to a certain extent, messing about. I did not expect James to make us jump off height, because he'd said in the classroom, don't worry, I'm not going to make anybody jump off a great height. So I thought, oh good, it's going to be like last time, we'll just jump off the side of the pool. Because the first time I did it, we did it in Fred's pool. He's a guy who lived quite close to our house here, and he had a bit of scaffolding, and I think it was a 3-metre jump we had to do. And I didn't enjoy that at all because the scaffolding was really wibbly wobbly over his swimming pool, and there was a danger of it coming down on top of you as well to add to it. But when we went in the water yesterday, it wasn't cold, but I knew it was going to kick in, having done the course a few times and having been shipwrecked myself on more than one occasion. Not at the Dolphin Safari, I hasten to add. I knew it would kick in, and but the actual course, it was all right. But the effects of hypothermia, they really do. They change your way of thinking. I noticed on the playback of the video, my speak was slowed down. You know, you can't speak, you can't communicate. Your fingers start. You can't, like, you couldn't make a fist sort of thing. And the sea temperature was all right yesterday. It was 15 degrees, which is colder than the jacuzzi. But as I say, you're moving around. Are you going to come and join in with the debrief, Graham?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been around boats all my life. From when I was little, we had boats on the Norfolk Broads, where Admiral Nelson came from. So, how do you feel after yesterday? Everybody's asking if there's going to be footage of you. And all.
There's a bit of me.
Yeah, we've got a big video coming, and
we had a few little minor hiccups with the thing. There was a guy with a cement mixer in the background, so that was doing my head in because it was over the top of everyone speaking.
But that was good in a way, because at sea...
Yeah, and we used the GoPro, and Emily had the GoPro camera.
Oh yeah, Emily,
and,
James's assistant. She was brilliant.
It's an old GoPro. It's a Hero 4, which is in a waterproof case. And of course, with the water being so cold, it misted up a bit on the inside, so that spoiled some of the shots. But it didn't spoil it too much. I mean, it is still pretty good. It's definitely watchable, and you will definitely get a good insight of what the sea survival course is all about, because it is basically all about having to abandon ship.
Yeah.
Because if you're a commercial crew member on a ship, that might happen one day, and so you've got to have a good insight into what's actually going to occur. And the jumping in off the side is to simulate jumping in off a ship, but the ship might be a lot bigger. You don't know. There's all different kinds of ships, of course, and there's ships where there's just the crew, and the crew know what they're doing, and they're going to do it to the best of their ability and get on board. But if you're on a commercial passenger ship, for example, you've got thousands of people there who haven't got a clue what they're doing. So that will probably be a lot more difficult to organise an abandoned ship situation with passengers on board. And we have a passenger vessel, that's what we do. Albeit only 25 passengers.
We can see all of our passengers. We carry maximum 25.
And we carry
so we're quite a small group.
Yeah.
We almost become a team on every trip, because we're going around chatting to the people, socialising. Not just so they have a great time, but we're also sizing people up all the time. Is anybody a little bit nervous? Any jokers might want to jump off the boat. Kids not to stand up, climb the rope. We watch them like hawks, and there's always someone upstairs on the speaker talking to them as well, who's got a good eagle-eyed view of everybody. We're watching the sea conditions. We're watching everything to make sure they have a good time, and they're largely unaware of any danger that might crop up.
Fiona, your hair looks nice. Have you done something to your hair?
James did it for me. It just came out the sea like this. One of the guys on the course was an RNLI from the Outer Hebrides. Bart, yeah. Wow, now that is tough. And he was from Holland, but oddly enough had that twang of the islander accent. Fantastic. Like, they were all fantastic on the course. And before we did it, we'd said to James, is it okay if we video for YouTube? And people can be a bit, oh, I don't want to be on it. So we were thinking that, we'll make sure we don't really focus on them. And at the end of the course, they're all like, which channel is it? Oh, I want to send a link to my mum. So I really hope we've got good footage of them all.
I think we've pretty much got everybody on there, although not so much close up. But we've got quite a few people close up.
Yeah, I hope so. So it's going to take time to edit that. And they're probably all going to, because they were all saying to me, oh, which YouTube channel? They probably think it's like PewDiePie, and it's not at all. And they're all young people. They're probably going to go, oh, it's all about the royal family. So I think they might be a bit disappointed.
How many subscribers have you got?
13,000, I think, just over.
Well, that's not a lot if you're a big YouTuber. That's quite small. But if you haven't got any subscribers, then that's massive, isn't it?
They had the people who had the yacht with the solar panels on it. They went round the world, and they did the sea survival with James, and they've got millions of subscribers. So I hope they're not disappointed when they come and see that they're on this channel. My biggest fears...
Well, it might grow. You might get more subscribers in the future.
Well, some of these guys, as I said, might want to do the sea survival. And I've made notes because I don't want to forget anything. And here we come. Everybody's just come into the kitchen.
We're starving.
Because you're starving. Okay.
I'm not, I'm just
My biggest fears were we wouldn't wake up in time for the course, actually. Because we had to be there for 8:30, and over the winter we have a bit of a lie-in. So I was really worried.
Really?
I'll wake up at 9 o'clock. I've missed the whole thing. And my other biggest fear was the effects of hypothermia. I really didn't expect him to make us jump off that, and I know, I'm such a crybaby, because it's not actually that high. How high do you reckon it would have been, Graham, the jump? 2 metres? Metre and a half?
Yeah, something like that.
It's not actually that bad, but there were rocks and stuff, and underwater chairs and things like that. But I do feel very safe with James and Emily. Emily made me feel odd, just having her there. She was just there as safety in the water. So, and if you want to know what it's like to actually be in a really bad situation at sea, which I hope it never happens to you, I mean, for real, yes, it's all right, you can get a bowl. They've not been anywhere all morning, and as soon as I hit record, I'm sure they hear me, and then they come, don't you?
You just picked the worst time.
Oh, I picked the worst times in my own home. It's horrific. When something goes wrong at sea, everything turns to shit in seconds, literally seconds. We had a bit of a doodah on our boat. There was a bad storm years ago, and our boat broke its lines. It was in a different marina, and just everything comes off the shelves, and you're panicking about the boat sinking, and it's horrific. It is absolutely horrific when it happens, as I say. I've had more than one nasty experience. And actually we had a bit of a bad one a few years ago, didn't we, Ben? Do you remember that Monday morning with the passengers on the Dolphin boat? Yeah. And we had 24 passengers, and little Ben was... And it was stormy, and Graham had said, I'm not sure it's right to take the boat out on a day like today. And I'd said, well, we'll call the port. If the captain... Because you call the port when you go out, and they'll tell you, they'll say, no, return to port, it's too dangerous. Anyway, on this occasion, they said, yeah, green light, you can go. We're going down the side of the runway. I said to Graham, there you go, it'll be fine. And literally, as soon as we got to the end of the runway, there were enormous rollers. I mean, they were so big we couldn't turn the boat around. It would have whoopsied. And little Benji was upstairs with me, and Graham said, I told you I thought it was a bit rough. And I said, well, how the hell are we going to get back in? And we had to just fight our way to the middle of the bay through these rollers, and oddly enough we found dolphins, an enormous pod of bottlenose dolphins, and because they were big waves they're all leaping and jumping, and then in the middle of the bay we were able to turn the boat round and then coast back in with the rollers. But I mean, honestly, on that occasion I thought, if the port got a window, if they looked outside, I thought they said it was all right. No criticism to them, but it just goes... When I meet people who say, I'm an experienced sailor, you'll be safe with me, that's nonsense, because once you're out at sea, it doesn't matter how big the boat is, it doesn't matter how experienced the sailors are, the sea is a beastie, it really is, and things can turn really bad. So the important thing I find at sea is kind of looking into the future, looking at the weather, the clouds, how they're forming, building. You're thinking of a million things when you're out at sea. And one sailor said to me once, oh, you stupid little dolphin boats taking people out to sea, you're nothing. And I was quite incensed by that, because we're taking complete strangers out who may not be able to swim, who may never have been on a boat before, and they are trusting us. And it is our job to make sure they not only, mostly they're safe, but they have a good time, and that they're largely oblivious, that we are looking after them. That's really, really important, and we're not taking them into situations that are dodgy. But obviously, when you go to sea on a boat, you go to sea on a boat. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the upcoming STCW 95 Sea Survival course in Gibraltar. It is a really good course, and they're a really good school. Thank you very much for listening.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control, and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
She's coming back, she's gonna get a glass of water. Because these lights activate themselves when we go in the water. Yeah, they're attached to the life jackets, and when the passenger puts it on and gets in the water, just put it in the glass.